Hello, everybody. Oh, I was a little premature on the hello. Hello, everybody. Oh, you're a little too quick, Al. You know we've talked about that. We've talked about that. How's everyone doing on this Saturday evening? As I did not set up my camera properly. There we go. Center yourself, jackass. All right. So we have joining us Ron Juckett and the
Hello.
OG original Grognard. And before we start anything, let me go to the chat real quick. We have JD and Jake Cruz, two hearty souls. Hope all is well. And let's start off with Mr. Ron Juckett. How's everything going? What's going on?
Oh, I'm pretty well, thanks, and thanks, Jake, in the chat. Doing well. Did a basketball game today. Not sure what I'm doing tomorrow yet, but it's divisional playoff weekend in my 78 retro replay, and so we have 4 games in 4 days starting on Monday, and doubleheader for college basketball next Saturday, and then next Sunday night after the real wild card games are over, we'll do our national championship pre-play, which will be maybe Alabama will stop scoring by then so they can play Clemson.
Possibly. They might cancel the game because it just might not be enough time.
Yeah.
Is that football that was on today?
It was basketball.
Awful. And then we have the one, the only. It starts with an O. It ends with a G. You combine it. It's OG, the original Grognard. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, Al. How you doing, Ron? And hello to everybody out there in Al Red Sox land.
What kind of fish is that behind you? My God, it's huge. Are you growing lizards?
No, I'm not growing lizards. I just got a new camera, so you can actually see my fish tank a little bit better now.
I think he's stuck. I think the fish is stuck in that house.
No, that's a Plecostomus. They're a family of catfish.
It's like
they get a lot bigger than that, but yeah, that's the old man of the tank.
He's big.
He's like 13 years old.
Has he eaten all the other fish?
No, he's actually a bottom feeder, so he really doesn't mess with the other fish. Although if the other fish die, he's going to eat them with their corpses are on the ground. And he does that a lot, which is fine for me because that gives him extra nourishment and stuff like that.
Right.
He saves me having to clean the tank.
How cool is that?
That's what
He's probably asking all the other fish, "You feeling all right? You look a little sick." I've been waiting about 4 years.
Around the gills there.
Why don't you go lay at the bottom and fall asleep?
Well, it's kind of funny because I have some Coriodoras down there, and they're absolutely little itty bitty tiny bottom feeders. They're also kind of itty bitty bottom feeder. I kind of thought they were, and they're a part of the catfish family as well.
Yeah.
And I was really worried. It's like, man, I hope he doesn't suck those guys up when they're growing. They've gotten big enough where they can't really easily fit into his mouth now. But when they were little itty bitty fries, it's like I'm gonna wake up one morning and all the Cories are dead because he vacuumed them up in the middle of the night.
I didn't mean to eat them, Devin. They fell asleep, and I do the thing I do.
That's right. I can't get mad at him for that.
No.
I mean,
how big is he? He's a big boy.
He's about 13 inches.
Good God.
Yep.
You've got a great white shark in there, for God's sakes.
Pretty much. The funny thing is, I got him as a rescue fish from a buddy of mine, and a buddy of mine had him like a 5-gallon tank. And I was over there, and I was going
fish.
Yeah, rescue fish. Yeah, I was over at my buddy's place, and he had, and at that time he was only maybe 5 or 6 inches big, but still, in a 5-gallon tank, that's just 2 over a pound. I'm going, dude, that fish is going to get to be like 1.5 feet long.
Yeah,
well, I didn't know that, and they didn't tell me that. Of course, they're not going to tell you that at the fish store. They're just trying to sell fish.
The fish store is like, now, what kind of fish do you want? You want a little fish? Okay, hold on. We got the perfect fish for you. We got that really big fish in back. Yeah, we got this jackass doesn't know anything. Look how look, he's so itty bitty. You can trust me. He's itty bitty. Look,
they start off itty bitty and then they get big.
And how big is he gonna grow? Not much bigger, just like that.
A couple inches. It's like, no, there's not a breed of Plecostomus. They only grow a couple inches.
35 hours. 35 hours later, you're back on the phone going, yeah, that fish you sold me. He's really big now. I mean, he's in the bathtub, and I think I have to get a pool. No, that's not the fish you bought from us. Goodbye. Click.
See, that's why you never buy your fish from Mrs. Paul.
No.
So yeah, I rescued him from a buddy of mine.
That's awesome.
And then brought him home and stuck him in my 20-gallon tank for a while. And I realized he's going to outgrow this real quick. And then my roommate a year and a half ago got me the 36-gallon, and so he's happy in there.
That's nice.
Or he just since he's nocturnal, he's a catfish. He's nocturnal. He hides in his cave all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, I very rarely ever see him. He came out because I fed him a little while ago. It's like, ooh, come out for that.
I don't think he hides in the. I mean, he can't fit in there. He's big.
No, he fits in there. Trust me. I have to go and physically lean down and take a look into the cave to make sure he's still in there sometimes.
What's their lifespan?
15 years. About 15 years. Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
he's it's like I said, he's part of the catfish family. Well, it's like koi. Koi can live over 100
Koi
years.
get big too.
Oh yeah, they do. Goldfish are supposed to live, 10 to 12 years as long, but nobody knows how to take care of them, so they never live that long.
That was my joke I was about to make. When I was little, when I lived in New Mexico, we had a fish tank, and I got goldfish from TG&Y. Did you have those out in your part of the world there, Devin?
No, not from. We have goldfish. It just don't have that pet store.
No, it's like a 5 and dime.
No, we had Piggly Wigglies, and but yeah, it's similar.
And so they would, live about 2 weeks and die of ick.
Yeah.
Their eyes would get real fungusy, and that was it.
And then to the sea gods, they went via the toilet.
To the same bowl that they pray to on hangover night. The poor sun god got him.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We're flushing the toilet because it's a must. Goodbye, Mr. Fish. It was nice knowing you. You gave us joy. And it's time to go. I used to do a whole thing with the fish. I'd be like, and you were a good fish, and we loved you. And you did the best you could with what you had. and the fish would be like, but I'm still alive. I don't give a shit. I want to flush you down the toilet, goddammit.
And so where do the San Diego's touch you on the show?
Yeah. The San Diego Chargers in that game touched me a lot.
They touched your defense a lot.
The defense got worn out. The defense. I toyed with running a wishbone the whole game, and at the end, when in garbage time, I'm going to run the wishbone. But did you guys believe me? Now the computer cheats. Even when they're killing me, the computer's like, "Yeah, you just got a big play, and you might score a touchdown. We're going to give you unnecessary roughness on the offense." What?
Yeah, I had a fight and ejected one of your players. Did you notice that?
My head was spinning.
That's the second time we've seen a fight break out and players get ejected. When
I had a fight in one of my games, wasn't it? That was the other one.
That was the other one. That was pretty cool. Fun game. Action PC games are fun. They're on sale if anyone wants to check them out. Dave Koch Sports. But let's get back to this fish. That's a Godzilla. I like this fish. What's his name?
Big guy.
Big guy. I like it. Big guy. Big guy in a little tank. Big guy in a little tank. Everyone. Big guy in a little tank.
Not singing.
I got tanked during the second half of that game, Devin.
I did get tanked that second half of that game. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Who's in the chat? We have Living My Rhapsody. Check out that great video. Hello, LMR. Gigio says hello. That's the white dice.
I almost thought the white dice was going to make an appearance when you were doing your baseball game yesterday because it kept jumping the shark.
Oh my! I made a mention of Gigio. I did. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a skit with Gigio coming up at some point in time when I figure out how I want to do it. Gigio is a great character. We have Bobby Cantillano, always a good friend of the channel and community. Jake Cruz, Al Red Sox. Oh, that's me.
That's you.
That's me. I'm here. We have JD. Stratomatic Delaware with Chris. How you doing? He has a golf video up.
Very good golf video. Digging deep golf.
Yeah, those are pretty fun. I've only watched a little bit of it. I gotta get back to it. I will watch it. I watch everything. You know me. And then we have JD. Oh, I already said that. Jake Cruz. Dave Little is in the chat. How you doing? He says hello again, my YouTube friends. So we have people in the chat. Phanomatic. Holy cow! With an arrow. What does that arrow mean? Woohoo! No, Mr. Bill, no. Wait, I did that wrong. Sluggo or some crap like that.
No, Sluggo, don't touch me there.
No, Sluggo. Why does it always go back to that with us? I don't know what's wrong with us.
Because we were kids. Because we were kids when it came out, and it's the prejudices of our youth stick with us.
We're oversized teenagers, Al.
All men are. We get older. We never grow up.
No,
at least I never did.
No,
our toys get more expensive. We drink beer and chase women, but other than that, it's
I don't catch them anymore. The young ones are too fast. They're too fast. They need to slow down.
I'm not touching that one. Neither
am I. I can't catch them. Oh, it's all for fun. That's what I told them. I'm just kidding. It's for fun. It's okay. They said one time I was in a bar, right? And so I heard someone talking. She's like, "Oh yeah, my neck hurts, this and that." I'm like, I played a doctor before. I can help you. She's like, "Really?" Like,
show us on the bear where she slapped you, Al.
Well, no slapping that night, my friend.
Ooh.
You turn out the lights, the party was over. That's a long time ago in my what's that called? Carousing days? Those were the best. Those were the days, my friend. I thought they ended. Believe me, they ended. But those were fun. Those were fun days. You go there. The best part about that was you go there. I love to people watch, right? It was my favorite thing to do. Still is. I love to watch people, right? And you sit there and you watch some guys try to pick up girls at a bar, right? And you're sitting there going, they're so out of your league. Did you look at them? Now look at you in the mirror. Now look at them.
Now, see, I don't know if that's confidence or just stupidity.
No, it's stupidity. It's stupidity. Because listen, I'm going to tell everyone, I don't know who's watching, who's married, who's not married. If you're married, you shouldn't be going out picking up women at a bar. No, bad. That's my public service. That's my public service announcement. My next one, if you do, don't get caught. That's my second public service announcement. Don't do it. But if you do, just don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, I've always told people, watch National Geographics and watch how the lions hunt. If you're going out to try to pick up a woman, right? The weakest of the fold. Very simple. The one who has the least amount of confidence.
Wait. Go for. Chase them down and rip their throats out? What?
No, not like that. You said that was Jack the Ripper talk last week. That's not right. Don't do that. I'm saying, I'm making a joke of it, but you see these guys, I'm like, have you looked in the mirror? You're not an attractive man. I can safely say you're not an attractive. In my mind, I'm sitting there going, and now you look at that woman. There is no way, no matter how much alcohol, if you were able to pump it into her, right, that she would even dance with you. And those were always the fun. You'd get the guy going, hey, snot running down his nose or something. Go, hey, you wanna dance? And she'd be like, no. You sure? And then
you're speaking from personal experience, aren't you?
No, I wasn't that
stupid. This isn't what
I was not that stupid.
You haven't watched this. This is
early when I was young. I was stupid. I was like, you go up to like, yeah, that's the one. And my friends were like, no. And then I figured it out. I was like home. I was like, damn, I'm on a losing streak, right? And I'm like, I'm watching National Geographics. I'm watching the lions hunt. I'm like, lions let that. Oh, I get it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And it clicked.
And now we're all pushing 50, and some of us are shooting cat statues on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, well, more fun.
Yes.
It's fun. I got to go back to that. I can't get past that damn part. All right, who's got the thing off? I can hear myself. As much as I like to hear my voice, let's go to chat real quick.
Hearing it in reverb is not the greatest.
No. You think you sound a certain way, right? And then you hear your voice and like, oh my God, I am not Rico Suave. I'm like, wow. That's what I sound like?
I remember being like 3 or 4, and one of my friends had the portable tape recorder.
Oh, those are fun.
Back when if I'm 3, we're all pretty old, so those things weren't cheap back in the mid-70s.
No, they're not. Did he have the little cassette, like the mini one?
No, this was a A full-size cassette player
Okay.
like you would find in a school. It was probably taken from a school or a library or something like that.
Stolen. We'll say stolen.
So we'll say stolen. Sure,
Stolen.
those people aren't here to defend themselves.
Borrowed.
Yeah, whatever. And so, I'd hear my friends on there, and of course, we all had little squeaky voices. What are you drinking out of a straw? That's not water.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Water. Yeah.
Okay.
I had my alcohol already.
Okay. And so you'd hear all of my friends' little squeaky voices, and then I hear this one you didn't recognize.
It was
Who's
you.
that? That's you, Ron.
Yeah.
No, that can't be me. That voice sounds like shit. Well, or crap.
Because everyone thinks their voice is like whatever, the best voice ever, right? And then you hear it and you're like, especially when you're a kid, like you think you're like John Wayne or whatever, Burt Reynolds, and people are like, who's John Wayne? Who's Burt Reynolds? What the hell is he talking about? Or John Travolta before he was a Scientologist or some crap like that, right? And then you hear your voice. You're like this high, squeaky voice going, hi, Helen. Would you like to over there? That's what you hear. So it's fun, good stuff. Junior high was great, wasn't it? All those horrible, embarrassing moments.
Yes.
I'm not going to go through with it.
Never call a girl a dog at a dance.
No.
Dude, I was in the chess club in junior high. All right, so.
Dude, I had a crush on my Spanish teacher in junior high.
Was he white caliente or whatever?
He was quite voluptuous. I was horrible at Spanish. They go, you sure you want to take Spanish again? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
One class I'm absolutely positive I want to take.
Dos picos.
Yeah. Dos picos, Yes.
See.
And then that was always fun because teachers like looking at me and go, you just barely passed this class. Why are you here? I go, I really like to learn a foreign language. And it took everything to make eye contact because I'd be more like zoned in. You're like, how old are you in junior high? Like 8th grade, 9th grade, whatever, 8th grade.
12, 13, 14.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anything with a curvy, you're like, wow, that's nice. Wow, that's nice. Wow, that's nice. Wow, that's nice. And then my friend's like, did you see that tree? I'm like, yeah. Did you see what it looks like? Yeah. It didn't matter. It just didn't matter.
Curvy piece of driftwood.
It doesn't matter. It is what it is when you're a kid in junior high. And girls are so mean in junior high, aren't they? They like to say hi to you, and you're like, oh my God, she said hi to me. Oh my God.
And they're laughing at us behind our backs.
Exactly. And then you're like, do you think? Then the whole what was it like? Do you think she likes me? And you go up to a person you never even talked to because that girl was in that class, and you'd be like, hey, can you find out if so and so likes me? And the person's like, I don't even know who you are. Listen, I'm the guy who kicked the shit out of your brother. I'm pretty sure I can kick the shit out of you. So why don't you do me a favor and find out if that girl likes me?
And that's the day that Al got put into a Dale Carnegie course.
Yeah. Then they used to make you, the other thing in junior high, and I like junior high was whatever. I hated school, to be honest with you. When in high school, I liked it because I played sports. Other than that, I could care less. They used to force you to, like in music class, they had choir where the good kids, like the kids who could actually sing. And then they had show club or some crap like that, or maybe choir, vice versa. One of them was like where the good kids could sing, and then they stuck everybody else, and you had to go to the assembly hall, and you're like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I can't sing. And they're like, don't worry, there's a bunch of people who can't sing. Yes, but it's really embarrassing. We suck. And you're like, no one's laughing.
You want embarrassing? By the time I was in the 5th grade, they wouldn't even let me sing. I was the narrator for the Christmas concert because they didn't want to hear me sing.
That is bad. You know who I think has a good voice is Devin.
I don't have a good voice.
I think you do. I think you have the baritone voice.
Well, yeah, okay. If I want to go into my professional voice, then yeah.
I like your professional voice.
I've got a beast of a voice. But my normal voice, and when I sing, it's just absolute crap. And don't even get me into my military voice. When I'm in my command voice, yeah, that's scary.
Give us a little. In the Navy, they don't have drill sergeants because it's a Navy.
No.
So what? Give us a little Navy. Come on, Devin, just a little bit.
All right, let me see.
When you're ready, it doesn't have to be right now. Are you ready?
It's going to involve a lot of cursing too. God damn it, Seaman! I told you to get the fuck up there and clean that gun barrel out. God damn it! Snappers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. See, people file lawsuits if I tell them that.
I know.
You couldn't file a lawsuit when you're in the Navy. We get away with a lot of shit when we were in the Navy.
I bet you could.
I worked for a UK company, and that was like our standard office, our standard store manager meetings. That was awesome. Like the district managers, or what they call group managers, which would be district managers, but anyway, they call them group managers. The F-bombs were flying in those meetings. It was the best. You sit there, you get a manager, sit there, go blah blah, and the guy would look, "Are you thicker than whale shit?" And they just start screaming at the guy. I'm like, I'm laughing away in there because I was in charge of the credit department, accounts receivable, and collections. I would just be laughing, going, "These guys don't know what's gonna hit them." One time, 4th of July is coming up, right? So I told like my boss, the controller, and the group manager, like, I'm going to send out an email, right, saying how they have to work on 4th of July, right? So all of a sudden you're getting the phone calls. I'm getting phone calls, right, from the managers. What do you mean we got to work on 4th of July? It's 4th of July. I'm like, Carl, who do we work for? Yeah, CES, yeah. And where's the headquarters of the company located? In England. Carl, do you think they celebrate the 4th of July in England? Do you think they're really happy about the 4th of July, Carl? Who pays your check, Carl? Where's your loyalty, Carl? There is no 4th of July holiday for us anymore, Carl. God save the Queen. Do you understand, Carl? And then, like, the guy, he's all mad. I go, do you believe that crock of crap I just told you? He's all pissed off. Oh, it's so funny. We sent out that's when you could have. That was a pretty fun company.
I worked in human services. You think a swear word, they're after you.
Yeah. That was one of the funniest things I did. I mean, there are people who actually thought we didn't have the 4th of July off, and the guys were laughing from the UK. They were, oh my God, that was like the funniest thing I ever did. We ran a football pool, right, on Friday. Like you had to get your picks in by Friday. So you had up here, you had Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. It was like faxes going left and like on Friday afternoon, work was not getting done. It's like, did you get the football pool in? Did you get the football pool in? Did you get our football picks in? Because it was pretty. And the North Carolina office got pissed off because no one ever won, and they thought all three. What was it? And then we had North Carolina. They thought the other offices were all cheating against them, so they started their own office pool. I'm like, and then I remember sending an email to them going, the reason why you guys don't win is because you suck.
Wow.
Tension between us and North Carolina.
Football. It's third. I just turned the TV back on. It's 38-20 Alabama in the 4th quarter.
Great game.
Oh yeah. Both games today.
Does anyone play defense anymore in college football? It's awful.
No.
Awful. All right, let's go to the chat. What's going on here? Bunch of people saying nothing. All right, let's go. Who's here? Oh, we got Beatles Eternally. My chat that was really weird. We were stuck on way up here, and now, let's see, we have Dave from Baseball Demos has jumped in the chat. How you doing, my friend? We have Beatles Eternally and Dave Little. I already said that, so what's going on here? Let's see this. Baseball Demos. The only good Queen was the Freddie Mercury variety. Boom, boom. That was a good one. I like that one.
Speaking of anyway. Hey, you just see where...
Oh, my Lord. Someone wants an invite. A blast from the past. Oh, yeah. We got to send him an invite. Definitely.
Did you see where Michael Palin got his knighthood?
I love Michael Palin. Monty Python.
Yeah.
I like Cleese. John Cleese.
He refused.
Well, yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah.
He's not happy with the way that country's going. We're not going to get into that. It's happy time.
Nope.
No, he's right. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it. All right. So we have a special guest coming here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Someone's going to join us.
The Masked Luchador.
The Masked Luchador. Oh, I used to love the Lucha Libres in wrestling. That was awesome.
I still love the Lucha Libres in wrestling.
They're the best. All right. I forgot how to do this. I went brain dead. Oh, I remember now. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
He was played by 63.
Was he? I couldn't remember. I didn't know if he, because Eddie LeBaron, who's a good quarterback, was really short. I think it was like 5'8", Eddie LeBaron. So he was. Where did he go to college, Ron?
Where did I?
No. Don Meredith.
Southern Methodist, SMU.
SMU. Okay. All right. I did not realize that. And where we go and send. We have sent it to you, Stratomatic, Delaware.
Oh, Chris.
You have been invited.
Yay!
Yay!
So Stratomatic Delaware will be joining us. All we need is a dog show.
Is he still doing his show right now? I know he popped on. He was streaming when you were doing.
He was doing a movie review.
Yeah.
So check that out, people. He was doing movies he saw, I guess, over the weekend. So, Dave from Baseball. Oh my God, it's a dog show. Speak and Simsalabim, he is here.
Wow.
We're gonna send him an invite. It's a happy show. Let's see if we can get the whole gang back together and tell us what's going on with their channels.
Bueller now.
Bueller will be coming out after the first of the year, he said to me at some point.
Good.
Yeah.
He had a big show last night, too.
Yeah, that was a good one. I watched some of that before I streamed. I thought I sent Delaware. I could have sworn. Why is that? Oh, that must have been the other one. Okay, close that. No. This is why I don't like to do this when the screen's up. I get nervous. I get really nervous. I start breathing heavy.
Okay.
You know? I'm getting nervous.
Just show us on the monkey where you feel nervous.
I can't. It makes me more nervous. Why can't you touch the monkey there? Why can't the monkey touch me? I don't know.
Anxiety, performance anxiety.
Not after the age of 16, you shouldn't. How you doing,
What's up, Chris?
Chris!
What's up, brother? Can't hear you.
Bringing up some things.
All right.
As a matter of fact.
All right, that's not working. Why won't this work? Okay, we got to do it this way. Hold on.
Oh, Chris is in.
No, Chris is in. I want to send one to the dog in case he wants to join. So I'm going to do this, and everyone's going to be happy. They're going to be like, oh, it's our favorite part of the show. Al, shut the hell up and take the camera off of himself. That's not nice. Oh, Christopher.
Hello, peoples in the interwebs.
See, now this isn't fair. Chris just posted a video that I want to watch, but I got to say with the Hangout, so I guess I'll watch it later.
How long have you been on this internet thingy?
Not long enough, obviously.
All right, let me. I'm going to send something to Dog. Hold on.
Get his butt up on here.
How you been?
I'm doing well, guys.
Good.
I'm doing well. Okay, yeah, so I'll do my spiel. Hey, this is Chris, Stratomatic, Delaware. Been busy doing some Dungeons and Dragons stuff past few weeks, but this week I've got a few videos back up on the channel. Just as a matter of fact, the second Stratomatic baseball video just uploaded. 1991 Phillies and Mets. Terry Mulholland, David Cone, check that out. But everything's been doing really good, and I am back with my posse. Back to you.
Greg Jeffries was still with the Mets in 91, right? Or was he with the Phillies?
He was left field.
That was one of those baseball cards that they would sell by the brick. You know, you could buy like 50 or 100 of certain players, and Jeffries was one that Topps tried to shove because he was a big Met. He had a good career, but, you know, you weren't retiring on those cards. I saw someone who had like 3,000 Cal Daniel rookie cards. I don't know why.
Wow.
Were they all the same one, or were they different?
Yeah, it was like, you know, he's like 1,000 Topps, 1,000 Donruss, 1,000 Fleers of Cal Daniels. Thinking he was going to retire.
Man.
That's
what do you have 1,000 of?
Cal Daniels rookie cards.
Cal Daniels rookie cards.
Yes. We got. I asked Chris about Greg Jeffries because Greg Jeffries.
Oh, I remember Greg Jeffries. He started with the Mets.
You know, he was supposed to be, you know, the big savior from that team and invest heavily in those cards, and no, didn't work, of course.
No. Yeah.
But yes, 3,000 Cal Daniels cards.
Man,
I've mortgaged my whole future on Cal Daniels.
It wasn't a rookie, but the one I had the most of in 1980, Ron and I started collecting football cards, and I think I had I got to within one card of having the complete set. Yeah. But I think I had 18 copies of Scott Durking's card, running back for the Jets.
Scott Durkin, I remember him.
Yep. Dog.
Hi, guys.
The Dog Show. How you doing, my friend?
What's happening?
How you doing? What's coming up with you and Milt? Tell us.
Oh, man, I'm stoked, man. We're doing our top 5 villains of all time.
For anything?
In movies.
Movies? Ooh.
Not all time, I guess, right? But yeah, top 5 movies, villains.
I guess Dr. Evil probably won't.
Don't give us your top 5. Give us, if you can, without giving, an honorable mention. If you can. You know what? Don't.
An honorable mention?
Yeah, don't, because that might. We'll tune in tomorrow for that.
I will say this though. I was surprised at my list that, every single film has a different genre. It's like a different genre of film. I kind of know that. I will kind of give you a heads up. So it's not sci-fi. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like dark comedy.
What time is that going to be? Is that going to be on 7?
6:30 Central. So 7:30 our time, the East Coasters.
So that's going to be the Dog Show and Westerosi Ninja. That's Milt. So that's going to be a lot of fun. They do top 5s every Sunday at the same time. So check that out. What else is new? So you just had a stream, right? I saw that pop up. I'm going to be watching that a little later. You went to see some movies?
Yeah, saw a few movies. A few of them sucked.
Don't tell us. We're going to watch it on yours. But what movies did you see?
Okay, I saw The Mule with Clint Eastwood.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
And I saw Aquaman.
Okay.
I know
I heard good things about Aquaman.
I'm very excited about Aquaman.
Yep. And I saw Mary Poppins Returns.
I've read some bad things about that.
There's some good people, and I've read the same bad things. I was surprised.
Yeah. I mean, how do you mess up a Mary Poppins? I have to see it for my own, but so that he has his reviews on that. So check that out on the Dog Show, and feel free to put any links in the chat, gentlemen, that you want of your shows or videos. Put them in the chat. That's what this is for. And anyone who has a wrench and wants to promote some of their stuff, that's why you have a wrench. So, and also to keep people out. So, as Beatles Attorney says, Virgil Sollozzo has to be on the list of villains. Sollozzo, that is from the Godfather Beatles.
Yep.
I didn't know his first name was Virgil. Virgil.
He probably reads.
I remember reading. That's the thing between the pictures in Playboy, right?
I knew it was Barzini all along.
Yeah, that was not to do a little the Turk, the Godfather. Is a good movie again, they had some really iconic just fun lines that people remember. Leave the gun, get the cannolis. That's just like the best. As a little kid, the guy just shot another dude in the head, right? And I'm breaking out laughing with that line as a little kid, going, "That's so funny."
I can see that line. That line was totally ad-libbed. It wasn't written in.
It's just.
I hope that the first child is a strong child.
Yeah,
is a manly child.
I saw the other day. I saw an interview with Duvall that Brando pretty much read his stuff off of cue cards.
Yeah, he is a funny individual, Marlon Brando. And the other scene that was ad-libbed, though, I'm pretty sure I'm not right about this. The Marlon Brando character, the patriarch of the family, the most likable character in the 2 movies. Because if you've watched the 2 movies and then they do the thing where they put it in chronological order, they make it one long movie. He's a very sympathetic character. I mean, his father and mother get killed by the mafia in Sicily. He flees to America. He doesn't even want to be part of that. they go to him because he kills the guy who's basically shaking down all the other Italian immigrants, and he becomes like the protector of the. Again, it's a movie. I get it, but he basically becomes the protector of this community, and he's well loved. And as he goes on, he's a sympathetic character. You like him. You really like him. Like James Caan, you're like, he's kind of a hothead. And Michael at the end, you're like, he's kind of stupid. You have a little Stark in him, you know. And though he was smart, but not as stupid as a Stark. But that scene where he's playing with his grandson in the garden, and the kid, I think the kid kept crying, right? And so he did the whole thing to try to make him laugh, and then he decided, because he's supposed to have a heart attack, he decides he's going to do the heart attack while he's making the kid laugh, which made the kid cry even worse after he was laughing, and it became a really great scene, an iconic scene in the garden, and that's a very sad scene. I mean, he was such a good character in that, and when he was telling his son Michael, and Dog brought it up just a little bit, like later on when he says someone's going to come to you about a meeting, and that's the guy who's the traitor. And then when a lot of us are Game of Thrones fan, I know Dog is, and people in the chat. When Cersei Lannister, just to go to the Game of Thrones last year, whacks out everybody, the first thing that popped into my mind was, it's the scene from The Godfather with Michael at the communion when, Michael, do you renounce Satan? He's like, oh yeah, I renounce Satan. They're whacking everybody out. And one time I'm like, that is so. And again, I have a morbid sense of humor, so I'm laughing through the whole thing going, you got yours, jackasses, you know. But that's, if you watch Game of Thrones, spoiler alert, God, I hate to say, I'm on the first season. Well, sorry, don't watch. No. I'm going to catch you up really quick. They had that scene. What were your thoughts, Dog, on that scene when Cersei Lannister waxed it? I mean, the first thing popped into my head was The Godfather, and anyone else who watches. That was what I thought. When
Mo Green.
You know who I am? I'm Mo Green. You're the dude with the bullet in the eye.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an iconic movie. Just good stuff.
Third one sucked.
Yes. The best characters in the third one. The best characters in the third one was Montaigne, right? And Vito Antuofermo, his bodyguard. Yeah, and they killed them off less than halfway through the movie. I'm like, really? They're the best characters. I know they're the bad guys, but you made them the most interesting characters. Joey Zaza, I think, was his name.
But was it done like 12 or 13 years after the second one was done? I mean, it was.
That was a pure money grab. That was.
Oh, yeah, it was done like what, 87 or 88 or something like that. Yeah, it was done.
If it was after. Like a regular, just a movie alone, like not the guy, you'd sit there and go, it's okay. But when you put The Godfather to it, it was not good. It was not. And Sofia Coppola was in it. Not that she was horrible, but it's just the storyline you didn't care about.
She was very two-dimensional in her portrayal of his daughter. That's right, her daughter, his daughter. Yeah, she was very two-dimensional in that. Again, there wasn't a lot of depth in her portrayal. No,
if there was, and then if it was like just a sort of like an organized crime movie, you'd be like, oh, it's okay, but you can't put the. Yeah, it was not good.
You got to read the books.
The books are outstanding. I heard the book, the first, because the character, Michael's right-hand guy, the guy he served in World War II with, the guy who kills. What was the old guy? The guy who was basically playing Meyer Lansky in real. I mean, it was based on Meyer Lansky in real life. When he says we were bigger than U.S. Steel, what the hell was his name? The old Jewish guy.
Remember.
Anyway,
you know Hyman Roth.
Remember when they killed Hyman Roth in the airport? That was Michael's right hand guy, and him and Michael, like, they were in the army together in World War, in the book.
Marines.
Yep. So.
That actually, if you read the book, The Sicilian, they actually go into a lot of Michael's history in World War II when he was on Guadalcanal and what he did during the war. It actually is a really good read. Now, and that's the only connection really The Sicilian has with the Godfather series. but and the storyline is completely separate from The Godfather. But he does go into what Michael did during his time in World War II.
Did Puzo fight in the Pacific or no?
I'm sorry,
the author Puzo, did he fight in the Pacific?
Oh, I don't know. Probably with how well the actions of Guadalcanal.
He might have stole a little bit of that from the Bassilones, the guy who really fought in the Pacific, John Bassilone. John Bassilone. He died, like he was Medal of Honor winner or whatever, and he went back because he felt guilt. If you see Band of Brothers of the Pacific, he goes back. I mean, it's a real. Again, those are based on real people. He wins, was it the Medal of Honor? And they send him home to help sell war bonds, and he feels so horrible about being home. He makes them send him back into combat, and he dies in combat in real life.
Puzo is Army Air Corps in Europe.
Army Air Corps.
Yep.
And that's very well researched. If you wrote about someone fighting in Guadalcanal,
what you just said, what OG, I've never read it. It just sounds like John. I want to say it's Bassilone or Bassilone, depending how you want to pronounce it. And if you watch Band of Brothers, the Pacific, they give you his whole story, where he goes home, he wins the big. Again, I say Medal of Honor.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And they send him. And again, it's true. I knew about that because I read about it. Just like biographies, and they talked about stuff, and like when the History Channel did stuff, like they did stuff on him and Audie Murphy. Yeah. People don't even know who Audie Murphy is. A tremendous war hero, and then he made movies. You can still see his movies on the Western Channel, and he got all shot up. I mean, he couldn't even, like he had a lot of Audie Murphy, and that's Audie Murphy is unbelievable. Go read it. Look up Audie Murphy if you don't know who he is. People in the chat, look it up. That was his autobiography. His biography, the movie about him. I can't say the word.
Well, it was he wrote the book first, then Hollywood did the movie.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Andy Rooney wrote a couple of good books with his time writing for Stars and Stripes in Europe in the war too.
Yeah, just a lot of interesting because the oldest. It's a good segue to the oldest man who was, he just passed away, God rest his soul. I think 119.
112,
sorry. World War II veteran just passed away,
Pearl Harbor survivor.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Greatest Generation.
They did a lot of great things. People
generation.
Should remember that. So.
Yep.
Anyhow. But yeah, The Godfather, a lot of good quotes from there. We segued a little bit from that, but there's, again, my favorite is leave the gun, get the cannolis. It's just funny. And then you had, what was another one? I don't know if they're quotes, but things I remember when.
You broke my heart, Fredo.
That's a good one. Yes, I knew it was you. Fredo, not the brightest. But Fredo definitely was a Stark. If we had to compare, he's a Stark,
No, Starks, I think, by definition, are stupid by decision.
Yes.
Fredo couldn't help it.
Yeah, he was stupid.
Yeah, he couldn't. And you got to think he was in a rough. He was the middle child.
Yeah.
And
take care, Bobby.
The oldest, or was he the oldest?
Hi, Bobby.
No, he was the middle child.
Fredo was the oldest. Sonny was a little older than Michael.
Yeah, and so here, Fredo, you would think by as patriarchal as Italians in that era were, by right he should have had all the power.
But he got skipped over because his father knew he was sickly and didn't make the best decisions.
Exactly.
Well, also he had that fever when he was younger, and I think that probably had a lot to do with affecting him character-wise.
Fever or something like that. But
yeah.
So you kind of have to feel sympathetic for Fredo because there's nothing he could have done. I mean, he was screwed from the start.
And if you remember, when they tried to get the Don, the Marlon Brando character, right? Stilazzo, when he set it up, they had the bodyguard call in sick, and then Fredo was driving him around, and he fumbled the gun, and they, if you remember, he's on the car, and they shot him like 5 times. The father. So yeah, it's just a good movie. I mean, that's one of those movies I'll sit and watch a bit when it's on certain scenes. The whole thing when they punch Michael, the guy who has the flower shop shows up, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, look like this, look like you're
Pulls up his collar and everything. Put your hands in your pockets.
And you know what? You have to give the guy credit. Again, it's a movie. He stood. Because he wanted to help. He goes, "Do this. This is gonna help." And then they break his jaw. And then Robert Duvall shows up. These are all men. Here's a signed thing from a judge. They're here to protect Mr. Corleone, and they're allowed to carry firearms.
Yep.
And that was that. It's just, again, it's a movie, but it's well done.
I saw that Coppola wanted a certain kind of film and a filter, so it would have a certain look, so it wouldn't look clean and modern.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, because I brought, not with this, but with other movies that come out now, and Dog just went to some movies. I'm going to ask him this question, not about the movies he saw, but a lot of movies now, and that's my terminology, what you just said, Ron, too clean. It's like you're watching a movie and you're like, it's too clean.
If I recall, he used some kind of a polarizing filter, because
I believe so, yeah.
Light polarizing filter is going to create a little more contrast, not overboard or any film photographer. Sorry, I just
that's all right. No, that's cool.
But a polarizing filter is going to add a little more contrast in a lower scene and give it more of an edgy kind of look to it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we were talking one of the most graphic scenes. One, Sonny, James Caan, the toll booth, and he's getting riddled with bullets. That was a really graphic scene for the day.
Yes,
I mean, they did Bonnie and Clyde. When did Bonnie and Clyde? That was a little before it or after? Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway were Bonnie and Clyde.
After. I'm thinking 70s, because Godfather was 71.
Yeah,
so it had Bonnie and Clyde about 3 or 4 years after, I'm thinking.
Because remember that scene when they get them in the car, when they ambush them, and rightfully so, and they riddle them with BARs and everything, shot pump shotguns and Tommy guns. And, that was when he comes out of the car. But the James Caan, the Sonny Corleone scene at the toll booth.
1967.
Yeah, wow. So that was earlier. So that was pretty graphic, that scene for the day. Look at that one. That was pretty graphic with that. Now, Dog, if you have a question, Dog, do you think movie making now is, in my terminology, Ron kind of put it that way too, do you think some of the movies are too clean looking? Like they did the one, it's a true story, and I want to say Angelina Jolie produced it, about the pilot who went down in World War II, who was an Olympian, and they couldn't break him. Unbreakable or something. What the hell was that movie called? But I remember trying to watch it, and it was so, you know what I mean? It was too clean looking. I'm like, this is World War II. The guy's in a prisoner of war camp. It's just, everything was too clean looking.
Right. Even like, now I'm thinking of like, that old, that Ben Affleck film with the Pearl Harbor thing, how clean that one looks too.
Great example.
It feels like you're at a theme park as opposed to watching a film. You don't get that nice, you don't feel that grit from I know we go back to those types of films too, like looking at like a John Carpenter film, right?
Yes.
Like The Thing, or even Escape from New York. Looking at like something like The Deer Hunter, right? Great film.
Yeah.
To me, that's a great film, but that's a film that definitely doesn't look like clean. Look
at Band of Brothers,
if you will, right?
Yeah, look at Band of Brothers, the 5th episode, Crossroads, where you had Winters charging across the field to take out the SS group.
Yeah, they
shot that with a lower speed film, and they overexposed it, but they shot it at a lower exposure to give it that grainy look to it. And something like that, a real tough look to it.
For anyone in the chat or on panel, I guess we'll call, our friends here live, does that make, I say clean, Ron's use the same terminology, so I think everyone kind of knows what I mean. I want to say that movie about the guy who was the Olympian, his dog is cold. It was too clean. And I think, Chris, you bring up a great point. If you've ever seen Band of Brothers,
you got some grainy looking scenes to it that really give it more of an aged feel. Yeah.
I want to, and again, if you're watching like a superhero movie, my terminology, like a comic superhero movie, I don't mind it so much. Even then I sit there and go, it's clean, but it's a superhero movie. But when they're doing like historical movies, and and Dog brings up a great like a Deer Hunter is awesome, right? And then you take a look at I had forgot about the Pearl Harbor. That was that was probably one of the first movies. It was too. You know what it reminds me of? Like when you watch Robin Hood with Errol Flynn and they're all wearing these bright colors, and I think it's kind of goofy and you enjoyed that, right? Swashbuckling, right? Yeah, you know, everyone's really clean. They should be kind of more dirty, you know. But it's kind of you don't mind that. And Pearl Harbor is a good example, and I want to say Unbreakable. I don't know if that's the right name.
Also, you go with the way Hollywood was doing it. You're talking about the Errol Flynn Robin Hood. I mean, Ansel Adams, photographer, he was part of a movement called Group F64, and they really went for everything being in focus. They weren't going for like a picturesque, artsy look, which a lot of photographers at the time were, which spilled over into Hollywood, like with the Errol Flynn Robin Hood and a lot of other movies such as that, where they really went for the pleasing image instead of trying to portray things in a more real visual sense.
Right, and that's a different type of movie making back in that day. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the Robin Hood. That's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. Fantastic movie.
Very fun, swashbuckling movie.
But just a very different way of capturing the image on the film.
Yeah, and what's funny is I've had well, they're older now, but when they were younger, I try to show them these movies, and they're kind of looking at it, and it's very foreign. I mean, I was obviously not around when those movies were made, but I grew up watching them, and it's very foreign to them. They don't like the way the movie, you know, that type of movie making. Like some people don't like the old Humphrey Bogart movies. You know, it's just the way they talk and the mannerisms and stuff like that.
You really got to be familiar with film noir though to get Humphrey Bogart.
Oh, I love Humphrey Bogart movies.
Yeah,
I love Humphrey Bogart. Oh man, I do.
A lot of movies today aren't even shot on film. They go right from the camera right to the hard drive, and so because. Yep. You know, so all that's done in post-production, which is why we have so many, you know, the superheroes have superhero movies.
For me, again, my terminology, and Dog brought up an early example of that Pearl Harbor that hits it right out of the ballpark. It's too clean. Everything's just too, I don't mean like dirty. It's hard. I think Chris Stramack Delaware and OG explained it much better. My terminology is clean. It doesn't look, it looks fake. I know it's a movie, but
I'm going to show off some more of my photography knowledge here for about 30 seconds or a minute, maybe.
Absolutely.
What the grain is, light comes into a lens and it focuses itself on the focal plane, which is where the film is. And the more out of focus it is, the larger the circle it is, and they call that a circle of confusion. That's where you get your grainy look to if it's slightly out of focus, or if it's done with a very narrow depth of focus, like you're focusing on the subject but very little in the foreground or the background, then you get that real grainy look for stuff that's not on the subject.
Cool.
Thank you. That makes sense. Also, like, when Dog said about the John Carpenter, like The Thing, again, different type of movie making in the 80s and different way they did it, but it's not, I know it's sci-fi, but you're sitting there going, okay, this is the way you think it would look in your head. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way I think it would look in my head, you know?
But now you've got everybody with all the cool filter programs that they can use with digitally captured media, and they can do a lot more with it, and it's really neat and cool, the stuff they can do with it, but it loses something. It really does.
You know, another example, if I could interject real quick, guys, is look at Star Wars. From 1977 and prequels and what we have now. That's a great example of, you know, where we've gone to clean now, right?
Because the prequels,
you see the wee little white squares around the TIE fighters, and then they get smaller as they go into the distance anymore.
Yeah. the prequels, for me, were clean and way too busy. Too much stuff.
I remember how George Lucas was touting it was the first time he was able to have 1,000 individually programmed and moving soldiers going at a time. The Battle in Naboo between the droids and the Gungans. And I remember them, and it may have been more than that. It may have been 10,000 individually programmed and moving figures on the screen.
Okay, so it's a technologically masterpiece, I guess, right? Right? First time they
what they did, yes.
Yes, but when you have that many, and they're robots, right? And they're clones, and you're sitting there going, yeah, who cares? They're going to shoot each other. There's a gazillion more back there who's going to shoot the other gazillion. You know? I don't know. It's just too much. I mean, it's too much.
Yeah, you figure the largest battle that there was as far as people that appeared to be involved during the prequels was on Endor at the shield generator in Return of the Jedi. And you had maybe 100 Ewoks and 4 or 5 squads of stormtroopers. So you only had about 140, 150 total. Really never more than about 15 or 20 on the screen. It never got busy like that.
Now, their Kingdom of Heaven, which was with Orlando Bloom, because we're talking about when they did their battle scenes, I'm trying to remember this right. So they had, I'm just going to pick a number, 100 extras, right? And they would do a battle scene. And then what they did was use that scene and sort of move it with the computer. But you're seeing people. So it looked like it was this epic big battle. And I thought that worked really, for me, it worked well. And that was a movie, again, to me, wasn't like really, I was a little more gritty. Again, not historically really accurate, I guess, but I enjoyed the movie. And if you see the extended cut, the director's cut, as they call it, it's a completely different movie. They should have, I mean, I went to the movies to see that. It was 3 hours, I think. They should have added the extra half hour. It was just a completely different movie. It tells a lot more of the storyline. But that was pretty neat when they took, like, again, I'll pick that number, 100 extras, right? And battling each other. And they would take it, and via the computer, they'd move it here and here and here, so it was different, it looked like this epic battle. So that was pretty cool. That I didn't mind because they did it well, I guess. And that was Ridley Scott, I think. I think that was Ridley Scott who did that movie. So, but anyhow, that's interesting stuff. But
yep.
I think some of that with the movies nowadays, again, my terminology is too clean, with some of the more historical type. Okay, here's a good example. The remake of True Grit, right? That was, you're sitting there going, wow, that looks real. And again, I love the John Wayne one. Okay, different type of movie making. I'm just saying, with the remake of True Grit, it was it looked more like time period proper or something like that.
Go back to the movie making thing. They were running commercials during the football games today for Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
and I thought of Dog. And one of the things that struck me was that it kind of had that gritty retro look to it, and it really felt like that you were in the middle of watching an interactive movie as opposed to just playing a game. And back to the whole point of this was, because it wasn't perfect. I guess, for lack of a better word. I mean, Dog, you played it all. What would you think?
Oh, yeah, that's what I appreciated about Red Dead Redemption. Also, was it had that feel of like you actually felt like you were in the town, the realistic, the absolute detail they went into, especially when you were in cities like Saint Denis and things of that nature, right? And then versus like then you would go to like some other rural area or something like that, right? And things would change, things of that nature. But that's a great point.
And the realism that they do, I mean, it's done digitally, but man, the realism that they can accomplish with stuff like that just befuddles me.
Yeah.
It really is neat.
The technology has progressed to the point. I mean, I have a nice webcam here, but between the webcam and the computer and software, I mean, I can put a green screen behind me without actually having a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very cartoonish. I tried it and didn't like it, so I haven't used it on any of my streams yet. But that technology is there, and so
it's unbelievable what can be done.
You can
in
pretty much
home now with
Photoshop
programs and equipment.
You can Photoshop video from your laptop is essentially what you're doing.
Phantomatic says, "I like claymation." LOL. Well, one of the greatest claymation movies was
The Grapevine.
Yeah, was King Kong. The original was that 1933, Dog.
Yes.
And Ron and everyone. OG 33.
Fay Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fay Ray. And that was stop
motion.
Yeah, stop motion.
Thank you. And so it's sort of like claymation, and that holds up to this
Not
day.
the same way. One of the great bloopers of all time in that movie, because there's obviously miniatures involved at one point.
Yes.
There was a screwdriver or a wrench that was left by one of the benches, and they filmed it, and they took it out of the scene, tried to take it out of the scene.
That's funny. But I still love that. That's one of my all-time favorite movies, the original King Kong. It's just so well done. And it was that's painstaking work.
Oh my God, stop action? Oh, absolutely it is, because it's 30 frames, it's 24 frames a second.
And again, if you've ever watched, there's a Wallace and Gromit, it's an English thing, which is, I find it entertaining, the claymation, you know. But the King Kong is just excellent.
But here's the thing, and sure, some of it's generational. I mean, we're all close to 50, if not there. You know, we expect when we maybe not OG and I, since you know that he and I are such big movie buffs, but when we take in some of these things, I mean, we expect to be taking, you know, for Hollywood to take us for a ride, and to do it through subtlety, through film colors, and through, you know, the things that we've all talked about in this conversation. While today it's more about instant gratification and what can the technology do, as opposed to the storytelling and all the stuff behind the scenes, if that makes any sense.
Oh my God!
What the?
Oh, that movie's got to be god awful.
See, out of all the things we've been talking about here,
oh my God!
What concerns me the most, though, is what they've done to Will Smith.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, I look at this.
Wow.
I
think my wife bought a bottle of that in the cleaning section the other day, right?
Yeah. So, how far has Will Smith come from playing The Last Man on Earth?
Yo, Home to Bel Air. I guess not.
Shazam!
Wow, you shouldn't have started that song. I love that song, man. I love that song.
Saw a commercial tonight for a live action Dumbo.
Yeah, that's gonna be that. I don't think Timmy's gonna be in it though, with the magic feather or anything. Well, they probably are gonna bring those pros in.
Is that Aladdin? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's the Robin Williams genie character.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who thought that was a good idea?
That's what I'm wondering.
See you later.
Wow. That's what I mean. That's a
Ron, don't mess with me.
Isn't that rough? Oh yeah, sorry, fellas.
That might be the worst movie ever, probably. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's come out and how it's doing, but
worse than Shaq and Shazam? That can't.
At least that made you laugh. Shaq Fu or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah. What was that? Kazam.
Okay.
Yeah, Shazam. I remember the first time I heard that, I thought it was Shazam, like that show that we've talked about on Saturdays. I was like, Shaq's playing Shazam?
I hope not.
Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu. As Jake Cruz in the chat says, how did Will Smith think that was a good idea?
He's being paid. That's kind of
I know. Yeah, but
as long as
I don't know. That's just, I think
ads, right?
There is so many. I guess maybe we can look back and always say there's retreads, but it seems to me there's a lot more retreads of movies that they have no. It's like, do you have an idea? No. Do you have an idea? No. Okay.
I got one.
Let's remake. Let's remake Aladdin. We'll get Will Smith. Everyone, he's still hip and happening, right? Will Smith, Prince of Bel Air. Everyone likes the Carlton, right? Is that what it's called? And we'll make Aladdin. Let's do that. That's a good idea.
Hey, let's remake Suddenly Seeking Susan. There's still people alive from that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 cameos.
I don't get it how they make all these, and it's gonna be like, let's remake Strawberry Shortcake live action. Let's make a live action Strawberry Shortcake movie.
Yeah.
And Harvey Keitel
would have to be Jeff Goldblum.
Harvey Keitel could be the chef. Who did you say? Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum should be the Purple Pie Man.
So Al, who plays Blueberry Bitch, Al?
Who plays Blueberry Bitch? Well, I don't know. Let's go through this. Let's make the casting, live action casting for Strawberry Shortcake.
Hilton.
Who?
Paris Hilton. She kind of fits the role. It wouldn't really be acting for her, would it?
Yeah. I'm not feeling it with her though. Who do we want to be the evil chef guy?
The Purple Pie Man has got to be Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, I'm feeling that. I'm
Yeah. I'm thinking that I'm really
But that was the bad guy, right?
I like that.
That was the bad guy, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we got Jeff Goldblum as the bad guy. This is a live action.
Bad guy in Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah, I used to root for him to kill. I used to root
He's
for him
the
to kill.
Purple Pie Man from Porcupine Pete. I had a sister.
Okay, you bring me back.
We had a whole, what was that, 3 weeks ago? The whole Strawberry Shortcake thing. Pretty sure. I thought we were gonna get banned after that one. That was.
That was right up to the edge.
That was to the edge.
Just don't eat whipped cream from certain places.
Yes, Ron's there going. You don't want to eat the whipped cream from there. Anyway, so we got Jeff Goldblum as the bad guy, Prickly Pete, whatever the hell his name is, and then, so who's gonna play Strawberry Shortcake? It can't be a good act. It's gotta be someone past their prime. So let's think about this. Strawberry Shortcake. Who?
Think about famous redhead.
Molly
Molly
Ringwald's
Who?
Molly Ringwald.
That's a
Nah,
good.
she's actually decent.
Ringwald.
That's not bad, dog and Chris, because she hasn't done anything.
I go with Sansa Stark, but she's not really short.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the Molly Ringwald. We could probably get a lot of the Breakfast Club people. They're not doing anything anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Gwendolyn Christie.
So Blueberry Bitch could be the Ali Sheedy. Was that her name?
Yeah, Ali Sheedy.
Right?
Oh, we could bring the Breakfast Club back as Strawberry Shortcake and the gang.
Yeah, they're pretty much not doing anything.
Yeah.
See what I'm doing? We've just created a retread that everyone's going to want to see. They're going to be like, Molly Ringwald is Strawberry Shortcake. Jeff Goldblum is Prickly Pete, the pie guy.
Well, actually, the pie guy then would have to be the principal. If we're going to go with the Breakfast Club reboot Strawberry Shortcake, then the principal.
Yes. Is he dead though? Is he dead?
I don't think so. We're going to need another FBI guy.
You know what though? We could use some stuff like we could, even if he's passed on, we can still use it.
You could use Matthew Broderick and just kind of do the Ferris Bueller and Breakfast Club.
Ooh.
Hey, son, how would you like to pick strawberries this weekend? Oh, gee, Dad, I got homework.
You could do Jennifer Grey in 2 roles: post-nose surgery and pre-nose surgery.
That's pretty funny. Strawberry Shortcake. God, I hated that cartoon.
Oh, what is it? Dirty Dancing and Dancing with the Stars. That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
I never understood why they called her Baby, because my friend used to watch that movie. I'm like, I don't get it. Why do they keep calling her Baby? He's like, that's her name.
She's the most unattractive leading lady I've ever seen in a movie like that.
She had a nose job, though.
Yeah, and it ruined her career.
Because it was written by a 12-year-old. That's why her name
Al
was
wrote
Baby.
it? Oh.
No, I wouldn't write. That would have been a little more different if I wrote that.
There would have been a lot less clothing involved.
Yes.
I might have actually enjoyed it at that point. I could never stand that.
Now in this scene, everyone goes in that corner over there. What do we have to do?
Except for Baby, because no one ever puts Baby.
No one puts Baby in the corner, but she'd be in the. Never mind. I'm not going to. Yeah. Everyone's got that visual.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
The views and opinions expressed by the panel here are not necessarily those of YouTube or Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel.
No, it's not. I don't even express my own point of views. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't. So, anyhow, I just think there's too many retreads. They're stupid. They're not even.
Lucille Ball could have played Strawberry Shortcake.
Lucille Ball was an attractive woman.
It's definitely past her prime. She's been dead for almost 30 years.
Yeah. Well, she was funny. I like Lucille Ball.
She was funny.
What was not funny? Yeah. I just hated. That was so. We went through this a couple of. It's just a bad. Those cartoons are god awful. Horrible.
Oh, what about the original Dungeons and Dragons cartoon back in like 82 or 83?
Never saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
I've watched a lot of people talking about it recently, and it's like, we used to love that stuff. It was horrible.
That's supposed to be funny.
One of the worst cartoons I ever saw, and I believe I've mentioned it before because I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan. I want to say late 70s.
Yeah, I remember that.
Horrible
Somewhere
cartoon.
in that ballpark. Mm-hmm.
Horrible cartoon. And you're sitting there going,
yeah.
how do you ruin Planet of the Apes?
Make it a cartoon.
You can go on YouTube and find it, and it's like they just put, okay, it's like we have one cartoonist for this, and he's not really good. So he's gonna draw this one scene and a little background, and we're just gonna basically take this one scene and just put it on everything.
It's every Scooby-Doo chase ever.
It basically was. At least Scooby-Doo was entertaining before they brought that piece of crap. Yep. But yeah, that was a big disappointment for cartoons. Anyway, all right, we're gonna do a little trivia now. I promised trivia. I forgot the last time we did the show. It's just fun. So we're gonna do trivia, and let's check out the chat first. Todd B, the Planet of the Apes TV series wasn't mine. I like that though. I like the two. I like the two Planet of the Apes TV because it went off the air and it came back. But I'm a big Planet of the Apes fans.
It might not seem important to you, but it's important to me. Okay.
What was that?
Did you bring enough Mountain Dew for all of us?
Oh, he's got to get more Mountain Dew.
Oh, he's got to go get, yes.
Okay, so talk amongst yourselves for a second as I get the trivia up.
Really? The Planet of the Apes cartoon was worse than the Emergency cartoon when they had aliens involved in that? You remember that?
Well, that was a horrible cartoon, too. That was bad.
That was
do you remember SATURDAY, right?
Day City Boys. They
had a cartoon. Do you remember that?
Yes. Wasn't that a Sid and Marty Krofft thing, too?
It was, yeah, well, they were Stone City. We already talked about how stoned they were. All righty. Let's get to trivia. What trivia do we want to do first? Let's start with, what do we want to do for trivia? Browse trivia. Let's do comic book trivia. I'll get none of these right. So we're going to start with some comic book trivia. Everyone can answer in the chat. This is just a free-for-all.
Richie Rich.
Oh. You are correct. Next question. We also, at some date, we're going to play the match game when we have full ensemble. We could have done it tonight, but I don't have the stuff prepared.
Well, you need to do that now.
I clicked on comics. This is geography. What the hell is this crap?
Stonehenge was one of my favorite comics.
Okay, here we go.
Test of time.
Let's try one of these. We're going to try geography. Here we go. It's up. So we're gonna try a geography question. What is the only sea without any coasts? The Saragossa Sea, the Adriatic Sea. I don't even know how to pronounce this one. The Celebes Sea.
That's kind of the Celebes Sea.
Nice.
Or the Mediterranean Sea.
Well, since the Vatican's landlocked, I would say the Celebes Sea.
Let's go to the chat real quick. As everyone's going, these aren't comic book questions. You're a jerk.
That's like the Seinfeld questions you had the last time we did this.
I'm going to tell you right now. Dog answered so quickly, and I know Dog's smart. I'm going to agree with him. So now we pick Celibacy.
I don't think there's a Celibacy, but
oh my God,
there's a coast in it.
I'm going to go with Sargasso.
I think Sargasso is an older name for the Caribbean.
Yeah, the Adriatic.
I'm thinking Adriatic.
Okay, so
doesn't that border on Albania?
Yeah.
Where's the sound? There, I want the sound effects. There we go. Let's try that again. No, the one I mess up, the CLEB. It looks like Celebes.
Okay, so it really wasn't Celibacy.
No. So now
Celibacy.
Celibacy. Now you need to practice celibacy. Do you understand?
I'm married. I practice that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, your wife's not home, is she?
She'd say the same thing.
Okay.
20 years, Al.
It's a lot of handshaking. By myself. So what was it? Adriatic we're going with? Let's go to the chat. Beatles Eternally says Adriatic. No. Borders Albania. All right, we're going to go Adriatic.
Borders on Albania.
Nope. Saragossa.
Really?
Yes!
Wow. Yeah, Saragossa.
Yes. Who had that?
Which borders on nothing.
I had it.
OG had it. The Saragossa Sea is a region in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean surrounded. How can a sea be in the freaking ocean? That's bullshit. Surrounded by an ocean's current, it is only a sea on Earth which has no coastline. No, it's part of an ocean. Someone wanted to get their name in National Geographics. Anyway, that's kind of interesting. All right, let's go. One more. We'll go to comic book.
Get his pictures if he didn't.
What comic book was that in?
It's such a good question. None. I clicked on the wrong thing.
All right.
All right, comic books.
Comic books. Yeah, come on.
All right, here we go. Comic
That
book
would have been
trivia.
in Submariner, I'll bet.
Let me make sure I click comic books. God, that's not comic books. Comic books.
Daiquiri recipes.
Comic book trivia. Here we go. What superhero was born with the curse of Kordax? And that's spelled Kordax. What superhero was born, and this is multiple choice, with the curse of Kordax? Hawkman, Aquaman, Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel.
Well, Aquaman's is cursed. I don't care.
What's the first one?
Hawkman, Aquaman, Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel. Ghost Rider was born with the curse of what's his face?
I'm going with Hawkman here.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Aquaman just because I hate Aquaman.
I'm gonna have to go with Hawkman as well, just because the others. Well, Aquaman's never had a curse that I've known of, and the other two didn't get their powers until later in life. So you know,
Aquaman has the curse of being Aquaman.
But they got Jason Momoa to play him now, and all the girls are just loving him.
He's so dreamy.
He's so big and muscular.
And now if he was just a vampire in Twilight, oh my god. I want an Aquamanic vampire for my husband because he can bite me and take me swimming at the same time. He can stay down for a long time because he can breathe underwater.
The wife and the roommate are yelling at me because we're making fun of Jason Momoa.
Oh boy, we're in trouble now.
Yep, I'm in trouble now. Oh well, what's new?
All right, one last time. What superhero was born with the curse of Kordax? Kordax. I don't even know what that is. Hawkman, Aquaman, Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel. As Beatles Eternally says, good night and God bless. It's 6 a.m. and he needs his sleep.
Good morning, Beatles.
Good morning, Beatles. Good night. I'm gonna stick with Aquaman. We got two Hawkmans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Aquaman because I hate him too.
All right. No one in the chat is going along, so we're gonna answer ourselves. So we're gonna first check out Aquaman. Ding 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 ding.
Wow.
Wow.
The curse of Kodachrome. I'm surprised.
Okay. Born of royal Atlantean blood, Aquaman, the infant Prince Orin, was abandoned for having blonde hair, which according to an Atlantean myth signifies the curse of Kordax. The child left for dead was rescued and raised by a lighthouse keeper before eventually discovering his royal heritage and reclaiming his birthright as the king of Atlantis.
And that's why girls love him. He's a vampire, a king, and is all wet.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. If your parents abandon you, that's all, folks. If your parents abandon you because you have blonde hair, they're not good parents. No. You know who they are?
Starks don't have any blonde hair. Did you notice that? There's the connection. They can't. I can see
exactly.
Starks doing that.
They're like, that child has blonde hair. Abandon him to the wolves.
There can be no blonde.
Who's leaving?
Chris is having issues with the camera, so
Yeah, he always does for
Here,
some
Chris,
reason.
buddy. Sorry, man.
It was rolling at one point.
All right, here's another one. Ooh, supervillain. What supervillain was created when Emil Blonsky accidentally exposed himself to a concentrated burst of gamma rays? I don't even know who the hell this is.
Abomination.
You know what? Because Dog knew it right away. I'm going to go with that. But there's one.
Choices.
You have choices. Guys, don't laugh at me. Because it says BI-Beast. The way I pronounce this is by Beast. And then there's Doc Samson. Was he at the gunfight at the OK Corral?
I think Michael J. Fox played him, right?
And then the leader in Abomination. So Dog answered Abomination right away.
These sound like wrestling names.
I don't even know who these guys
Demolition.
are. Are we gonna stick with Abomination, Dog?
Was Red Hulk a choice by any chance, or
No.
yeah, I'm going Abomination in this case.
Okay. We're gonna do that. Did you hear the ding ding ding?
Yes.
Good job, Dog. So let's read what this is. A spy attempting to steal the research from Dr. Bruce Banner and Emil Blonsky accidentally exposed himself to a concentrated burst of gamma rays that transformed him into a green-skinned monster known as the Abomination. Unlike the Hulk, he retained his intelligence and personality, but he could not revert to human form. That's kind of cool. He was a bad guy? He must have been a jerk.
Was he green?
Yeah, it says he was green.
He later starred in a bunch of Jolly Green Giant ads. Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant. Here's one. What Chester Gould, G-O-U-L-D, Gould, I think.
Yeah,
What
Gould.
Chester Gould character made his first appearance in the Detroit Free Press, October 1931? Buck Rogers, I think I might have this one. Dick Tracy, Superman, or Flash Gordon? What Chester Gould character made his first appearance in the Detroit Free Press on October 4th, 1931? Buck Rogers, Dick Tracy, Superman, or Flash Gordon?
It's too early.
I'm
for
going
Superman.
on Superman for sure.
I don't think it's
one thing, and that's like Jerry Schuster.
The Superman's Jerry Schuster.
And I got another guy named Siskel, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I think,
Superman's first appearance was in Action Comics #1 anyway. So.
right. I think it's Dick Tracy.
I would agree with that. That would
I
be-
kind of like
I'm going with Flash Gordon.
Flash
Buck
Gordon.
Rogers and Flash Gordon kind of they kind of sound like they were made by the same guy, possibly.
Oh, I'm gonna go. So
I'm
OG,
gonna go Dick Tracy with you.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go Dick.
Flash Gordon was in the movie serials by the mid 30s, so he probably would have debuted before. Dick
you
Tracy
see,
could
and
also-
I get in trouble. So we have three Richard Tracys, because I was going to say it a certain way, and I just realized that doesn't sound right.
Dick.
We have three Dicks. Anyway, Dick Tracys. So, and you went
Sorry,
with
Gavin.
We'll see
Flash
if Dick
Gordon.
things for Dick. I gotta stop.
What was the one from the last one? Buy whatever. Buy bot.
So we have, and you took Flash Gordon. Go to the chat. Fandom says the Flash. He's a little confused. We're gonna add Gordon to that. So
Flash
JC
Gordon,
Dutch has joined us. All right, so we're gonna try Dick Tracy here. That didn't
Yes,
sound
we
right.
quarterback.
Ding, 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 ding. We're right.
It just
New York
makes no
Jets.
sense from the time.
Chester Gould's immortal Dick Tracy made his first appearance in the Detroit Free Press October 4th, 1931. Modeled after the innovative Sherlock Holmes, Dick Tracy introduced the world to new crime-fighting technologies such as two-way wrist radio, TVs, and the engineless car that took the detective to the moon, Alice, to the moon. So we've gotten a couple of these right, a couple of them wrong.
I
Here's
actually
another-
got one right. I'm surprised.
I thought we got two right. Didn't we get? We had the
You guys have done very well with this.
Dog got Abomination. We agreed with him. That counts.
I don't think we even
You got
have
the Aquaman one.
I was right. Aquaman's cursed.
So somebody at least got something right.
Yeah. This is a little different than other trivia shows. We're just different. So, what superhero grew up on the planet Tamaran? The Silver Surfer, Starfire, Hawkgirl, or Ultra Boy? What superhero grew up on the planet Tamaran? Tamaran.
Whoever was in the same comic line as Superman, because that sounds like it's a copy of the damn plot.
Well, which one of these guys? Ultra Boy, maybe? Sounds like Superman. I don't know.
What was the other ones?
Silver Surfer, Starfire. Who's Starfire, dog, or OG, or anybody?
Starfire, I think wasn't that one of Spider-Man's?
No, Starfire is one of the Teen Titans.
Oh,
now.
yeah,
She
right.
eventually hooked up with Robin, who became Nightwing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Starfire.
You're gonna go with Starfire?
Yep.
And there's Hawkgirl and Ultra Boy. I said Ultra Boy. I'll stick with it. I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ultra Boy too. I like that Superman idea because Krypton and the other place sound kind of
similar. Phantom D Saint goes with Starfire DC. I don't know if that's the answer. He's just saying. AU Pack Mules join us in Comics with Bueller.
Starfire's DC with like Teen.
All right, let's see if Comics with Bueller gets this right. He's a comic book guy, I think, right?
You have it right.
I think. Okay, listen, Comics with Bueller. I don't know when you joined us. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Check out that wonderful channel, Comics with Bueller. It's about cooking. Comic books, people. Comic books. Great channel. Here's what superhero grew up on the planet Tamaran? Tamaran. Silver Surfer, Starfire, Hawkgirl, Ultra Boy. I'm going Ultra Boy. Dog, Ultra Boy. I think Ron went Ultra Boy, right?
And I haven't said. I'm going to make a complete ass out of myself and say Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Tamaran. Starfire.
Oh, boy. All right.
Boom, boom.
All right, here we go. I'm going to hit Starfire. What did you say, OG?
That's what he
Starfire.
said.
You sure?
Yeah, he did.
I know he did, but you should be one of us, OG. One of us. One of us. Okay, Starfire. Ding, 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 ding. So OG and Comics with Bueller made me look bad. Thank you. Anyway, Starfire grew up on Tamaran.
You don't know your Teen Titans.
I don't know my Teen Titans at all.
I only know Starfire.
Not what he focused on as a teen.
Very attractive.
Youngest daughter of the planet's ruler, in order to ward off an alien invasion that threatened to destroy the entire planet. My God, this is a long one. Okay, Starfire. I'm going to end that right there. The team joined Teen Titans. All right, this is good. We're going to see how good Comics with Bueller is. He's going to answer all these, but we're going to see. Let's see if we can stump him. All right, here's a hard one. It has a name. Edwin Jarvis serves as butler to what super team? The Avengers, Justice League, Teen Titans, or Fantastic Four? Fantastic Four had a butler? I didn't know they had a butler.
Jarvis is Iron Man's thing, isn't it?
I thought so.
So that sounds like possibly an Avengers
thing. Right? I like that. I'm going to go with Avengers.
But maybe it's a switch up in the comics, and maybe it's a Richard Reed thing with Fantastic Four. But I'm going to go with my first instinct with the Avengers.
I'm going to go Avengers.
Yep, Avengers.
So again, I agree. We have conformity on the panel. Oh, Phantom D Saint says Jarvis is Tony Stark. JD says you are correct, dog. So another. We're sticking with the Avengers. The question was Edwin Jarvis serves as the butler to what super team? Avengers, Justice League, Teen Titans, or Fantastic Four. We say Avengers. Ding, 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 ding. When Tony Stark, that's what Dog brought up, Iron Man first joined the Avengers, he offered his family mansion to the team's headquarters. Since that day, Jarvis, the Stark family butler, has maintained the residence in the mansion and has served as butler to Earth's mightiest heroes. I don't know if they're
Justice League.
The 63 New England Patriots? What?
Yeah. Let's not talk about the 63 New England Patriots. Don't make fun of one of my favorite teams.
I was laughing with you.
I tried my best in that game, damn it.
You mean the Boston Patriots?
Boston
That's right.
Patriots, I'm sorry. Who was the first costume superhero? The Phantom, Superman, Arrow, or Crimson Avenger? The Phantom.
Phantom, I would say.
The Phantom was before Superman, I think, right?
Superman was 40, so it'd have to be pre-40.
I think it's the Phantom.
I'm going to go with the Phantom also on that.
Phantom.
That makes the most sense.
As Comics with Bueller before goes, he knows the answer. Of course we know you know the answer. If you don't know the answer, we're going to have to edit this to make sure you know the answer. Your Comics with Bueller, you know, of course.
Tell us how you really feel, Al.
He's got to have all the answers. I like the Phantom. For some reason, when I saw that movie, oh, God, who played the Phantom? I can see the guy.
Wasn't that one of the Baldwins?
Oh, God.
Or am I thinking of somebody else?
I'm going to say the
I was thinking of The Shadow. Only The Shadow.
Yeah, The Shadow was Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Nah, it was
Billy Zane.
That's it, Billy Zane. I'm going to say the Phantom.
I mean, seriously.
All right, here we go.
Billy Zane.
That's a good get, you guys. Billy Zane. What happened to him?
Titanic sunk him, I think.
Oh, he was a bad guy on that. That's right. Oh, bad choice, Billy Zane. Oh, yeah, he was a jerk in that one.
We'll stay forever this way.
You know what the best part of Titanic was? Leonardo DiCaprio died.
The shocking ending.
Yes.
My friend was dating a girl, and she's like, "Did you see the movie? Like, you'll never guess what happens." I'm like, "Oh my God, where did you find this one?" I go, she goes, "You'll never guess." I'm like,
It sinks.
It's the Titanic. It sinks. How did you know? I was like, and I looked at her and I went, "Is she at least good in bed?" All right.
Well, history.
Yeah. No, I'm not being serious about. She didn't know it was like. Again, he was in his phase of dating younger,
dumber,
stupid women. Yeah. Wow.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
I'm not lying about that.
However, that's not the first time.
Actual event. So that was pretty funny to me.
All right, I see that story.
If you consider a magician's costume. All right, here we go. Phantom. Ding, ding, ding.
See, I'm going to have to contest that one.
No.
Yes.
No.
The Phantom was...
I'm going to read you about the Phantom.
You got the Phantom.
Then you can contest it. I'm going to mute you so no one can hear you, but you can contest it all you want.
Are we playing around the horn now?
Oh, that's all. Imagine that. That's funny. Anyway, I'll just read this quick and you tell me, OG.
Come on, mute Woody. Get it over with.
The Phantom was the first fictional hero to wear hero to wear a skin-tight costume, which has become a hallmark of comic book superheroes. He first appeared in the daily newspaper strip February 17, 1936. At its peak, the strip was read by over 100 million people daily.
Wow.
Your rebuttal, OG.
He was not. The Phantom was 1936. I would say the Shadow, who was introduced in 1930s, got him beat by a few years.
I actually would agree with the OG there.
I'm muting you both. I got it right here.
All right,
well, they didn't even give us the Shadow as an option.
No, it wasn't.
That's
so he didn't give us the Shadow.
Trivia. I don't like this trivia anymore. Of course, you could also say that the Shadow wasn't a comic book strip and technically wasn't a superhero.
This one's like this one is like a music and comic book question. Let's see if Bueller gets this one. I think Dog's gonna get it.
The Archies.
Heavy metal.
You're right. No. Who was Elvis Presley's favorite superhero? Who was Elvis Presley's favorite superhero?
Banana Man.
No, that's a different game. Captain Marvel Jr., Silver Surfer, the Green Hornet, or Batman?
I'd go with the Green Hornet.
That's what I think too.
Something. And
I'll tell you why after. I go with the Green Hornet.
I'm thinking because of Saturday Night Live and Tiny Elvis when he was going to give that guy a judo kick.
Yep.
Or a roundhouse kick. Yep.
As Comics with Bueller shockingly says, I know. Well, you got to answer. You keep saying you know, but you're not answering. This is like when I play Citadel for. This is like when I play Citadel for trivia, and I just wait for other people to answer most of the time. I type in real quick. They even have the Al Red Sox fan rule now. It's like it's your first answer now, Al. Got it.
Check out that salt shaker. That is huge.
Don't look between your legs and talk about.
He says Captain Marvel. I went with Green Hornet.
Captain Marvel.
He said Bueller went with Captain Marvel.
The original Captain Marvel.
Let's go with Green Hornet first. OG, did you want to answer?
Green Hornet.
Yeah, because I was thinking the new Captain Marvel.
Marvel.
Shazam. We're talking Shazam, Billy Batson, and him turning into Captain Marvel. That makes more sense.
The Captain Marvel.
Good job, Bueller. I think
you're
right.
Well, maybe he's not right. Maybe Comics with Bueller is not right. He's probably right. Let's go with our answer first. I feel good about it. I feel good.
It's not going to change, Al.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Good job, Bueller. Elvis Presley loved reading comic books as a boy. His favorite hero was Captain Marvel Jr. In fact, according to legend, it was this character that inspired his jet black hair with the curl hanging down the middle of his forehead. The twist. Okay. That's pretty cool. Good job, Bueller. I did not know that. We shouldn't probably not go against the guy who's the comic book guy, right?
If my brain was functioning to where, like, when you hear the term Captain Marvel, I think Shazam.
Yeah.
Like I used to, but now you got this new SJW one or whatever, so.
We all lost a half a dozen viewers on that one. But.
Thank you very much and good night.
The views and opinions expressed by Dog Sidious do represent my views. So.
See, it doesn't make sense to me because, like, okay, like Billy Batson, right? He's like a 12-year-old kid or something, or 13-year-old kid, right? And when he says the magic words Shazam, right, he turns into Captain Marvel, right?
Good night, Elamar.
So, like, if he just goes around and just tells people, "Hey, my name's Shazam," well, shouldn't he just like turn right back into Billy then? You know, just because that's like the magic word. Like, so you can't really just go around saying I'm Shazam.
That's pretty funny because that reminds me of the Looney Tune cartoon with Bugs Bunny when he's doing Hocus Pocus.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, that was Abracadabra. You wouldn't hit a bat with glasses. That's why you gotta love Bugs Bunny, the greatest superhero, even though he's not a superhero of all time. Anyway, what year was the first modern comic book printed? 1933, 1938, 1925, 1917. I'm going to say 1938.
What do they define as modern?
1917 was the end of World War I, right?
Yeah. 1918. Yeah. 1918. Yeah.
I would say the first day. There's been comic books around forever.
So it was 1933, 1938, 1925, or 1917.
I can't believe they would not predate the cartoon, so I'm going to say 1917.
Wow, you're going to go that wow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Ron on this.
1917?
I'm going to go with 25.
All right, so we have two 1917s, one 1925, I have 1938. 1917. 1925.
What?
1938. 1933. Ding, ding, ding. We were all wrong.
I'm stunned that there were actually cartoons before there were comic books.
Yeah, really, Ron.
In 1933, publishers at Eastern Color Press, looking for a way to make a better use of their printing equipment, which frequently sat idle between jobs, oh, this is interesting, came up with an idea of printing 8-page comic section that could be folded down from a large broadsheet to a smaller 9-inch by 12-inch format. The result was the first modern comic book containing reprints of new Yeah, that's not really. They just put old comics in it. I guess it's a comic book.
All right, last one, and then I gotta go.
Last one. Last call for alcohol in a 2-year through.
I don't know. It's Polish black cherry seltzer, but thanks for playing.
Okay. Who is Luke Cage's best friend and longtime partner in crime fighting? Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Human Torch.
Did you say Carol Danvers?
No.
That's Thelma and Louise.
Luke Cage's best friend and longtime partner in crime fighting. Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, which was horrible on Netflix. That's the guy from the Pillow Muncher, the guy from Game of Thrones.
King Renly?
No, that was the other Pillow Muncher.
Sir Loris?
Yeah, sir. Did you ever see that dog? It's horrible.
No.
Oh, bad. Story wasn't bad, but the fight scenes. Ugh. Yuck. Daredevil or Human Torch? I'm gonna say Daredevil. No, Daredevil's not. I already said it. Daredevil.
Iron Fist.
Yeah, I just thought of it.
I don't have any idea who the hell these people are, so
just pick someone. Neither do I.
I don't know who the hell Luke Cage really is myself. Come think of it.
Iron Fist, because OG convinced me.
Yeah, I'm going with Iron Fist.
All right. I'll go first. All right, here we go.
And Bueller says he knows, but he won't tell you? Is that?
Oh, God, Bueller, you're killing us. Send me an email with these things. I'm not answering these right. So I'm wrong. Iron Fist. You guys are right.
Part of the Defenders. Right. They were the 2 founding members of the Defenders.
And that's the end of comic book trivia. And Ron Juckett will now leave us. And it's 12:31. That was comic book trivia. I don't like it.
It's your subject. You're the one that came up with it. I don't like it.
I know. I thought people would like it. You know what? I
did like it.
What about me? What about me? Why is everything about everybody else? Why am I last?
Stop being selfish.
Who didn't like it in the chat?
No, they liked it, I guess.
Everybody liked it, I think.
Just show us on the monkey where it touched you.
The monkey's not touching me anymore.
Where did the comic touch you?
Yeah. Where did the comic touch you?
Where did the comic touch you, Al?
Not telling you.
He's still getting over how San Diego touched him earlier.
Yeah. San Diego touched me a lot.
Yes.
And it wasn't Carmen San Diego. All righty. So we had a fun night tonight. We had the return of the dog show. And Ron, we're going to let you go off first because you have to go.
Yeah.
So what's coming up on your channel? Thank you very much for joining our little chat. It was fun. It was a good one. We had a lot of fun with it. So Ron, what's coming up, my friend?
Basically next week it's the divisional playoffs for my retro 1978 season, including Dogs Cleveland Browns against your New England Patriots New Year's night.
That sounds good to me. Go Browns. Thank you for joining us, my friend. What are you doing tomorrow? Are you doing anything tomorrow? Streaming?
Me?
Yes. Card and dice?
Yeah, I'll figure out something.
I'll figure out something.
Actually, you know what? I got a free bowling game I haven't shown off
Let's
yet.
do bowling.
So
if you let me come on live, I'll do like the color commentary. Like you can ask me questions. I'll be like, that was really good.
Okay, Bo. So that's what we got going on. Bo Burton joins me, Chris Schenkel, tomorrow for the Pro Bowling.
I remember that. I used to like that.
So that's what we're gonna do. Some bowling tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ron. Health and happiness. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And we're going to be doing a chat with Al New Year's Eve at some point after OG's done with his, and we'll get to that, his pay-per-view thing. Face on the mat. Did I say it right?
Face to the mat.
Face to the mat.
You'll get it one of these days, Al.
One of these days. Thank you, Ron. Take care. So let's go to the dog show. Thank you very much. It was wonderful to have you and Chris back. It was awesome. Hopefully come back another time. We'd love it. What's coming up with you on the dog show? You just had a video up today on movies you saw, so check that out on the dog show. But what's coming up with you and Milt? People weren't here earlier.
Yep. Tomorrow night at 6:30 Eastern, or I'm sorry, 6:30 Central. That's like Texas time, folks.
Yeehaw!
Yep. So 7:30 my time on the east side, I guess. We'll be doing our top 5 movie villains of all time. So I'm stoked for that. When Milt came up with the topic, right? I was done with my slideshow and everything like the next day. So that's how excited I was. So I've been ready for this for 6 days straight. So if you're ever gonna watch one of our collabs tomorrow night, would definitely be one to check out. So
it sounds absolutely awesome to see your excitement right now.
I know. I'm just like,
I want to ask you all these questions, but that's for tomorrow. So I will watch tomorrow. And are you going to be on Westerosi Ninja or the Dog Show?
We'll be on the Westerosi Ninjas channel.
Okay.
So we recently did, last Sunday we were on mine for what did we do?
Last Sunday you did God, I watched it too. I was there.
Fun.
I was there. I don't remember.
Oh, we did raid night. We did.
Oh yeah, when you make that was interesting because Milt got mad at me because because he picked the young Stark as the strategist, and I'm like, oh, here's my opening.
Right.
Milt's like, I'm watching. It was like when I do a thing and I'm reading something in the chat, and I get like, really, I'm right, and I just Milt was like, he didn't lose a battle, he just got killed. Anyway, I love Milton. Yep. That was good. No, that is really, and if you didn't know what we're talking about, and I didn't understand, Dog had jumped into one of my streams and he said something. I go, they have a game. I didn't get it, right? And then I watched. I was like, I get this now. You're going up against a Night King and you're playing as an RPG, and then you have a tank, a healer, a range weapon person. It was really interesting. I watched, and I was doing a stream, so I watched about just over an hour, and then I had to get something I had already prepared that I wanted to do.
Explain to you what I was doing, but yeah, we were basically kind of
into it was funny because I kept going and I'm reading. I'm like, I didn't know they had a game, and he's like, he goes, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. And then it's like when we do, it was basically who plays a tank, who does this, and it was really interesting when people pick the mountain, but you guys explained it away because I didn't think the mountain would be a good pick because you don't know it's the mountain. Why would you have him on your team?
Right.
I don't want him on my team. But that was really good how you guys are. That's a really fun thing. So check that out. And tomorrow, top 5 supervillains. And that's of anything or movies. Dog.
What's that, buddy?
The top 5 villains, is it just movies?
Yeah, movies. Yep. Okay. So, any movies, go in it. And it's 6:30 Central Time. So that's Milton, Texas.
7:30 here, right?
Yeah, and I'm in Michigan, so it's 7:30, Michigan time. So, and then if you're in Texas, so that'd be like 6:30.
Excellent. Thank you very much, my friend.
But thanks for having me, and that's what's going on, and keep trucking, as they say. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Anything else you'd like to add, Dog?
Oh, no, that was, just Happy New Year, folks. And
okay. Thanks, bud. All right.
Stay in my pursuits of being a dentist.
Hermie, Dog wants to be a dentist. All right, OG. You're on board. You're on deck. You're up. It's time to swing.
I always sucked at baseball. I was better at football. What do I got coming up? I have got on New Year's Eve the big banging PvP live stream Face to the Mat using my all-female wrestling league. I spent last night in Photoshop upgrading and updating all my wrestlers, all 36 of my wrestlers, so they have a little bit more skills and their pin ratings are a little bit better. So this is them learning from the previous season. Now we're going to be stepping into the new season.
I just want to quickly interrupt.
Yep.
I have to plug this real fast. If you've not seen, this is like awesome. What it is, it's storytelling about it's one of my favorite things that Devin does, and I've only seen it that one time he did it. He had a month ago or so.
It was for Halloween.
Halloween, so a couple of months. It was so much fun. I watched it twice. And again, if you're a wrestling fan, he has these. Just check it out. It's fun. He's doing it New Year's Eve night. Then we're going to do a chat with Al. Again, if you want to come join us, you're welcome. I know people do things on New Year's Eve. If you're home, even if you're with someone, You want to stop by and say hi. We're just going to do our goofy thing we always do. Make people laugh. That's what this is about. Have a good time. Make people laugh. So back to you, Devin. Sorry, I just want people to know how fun that is, because people are like going, a wrestling board game? Really?
Face to the mat is a blast. I actually do love it. But, really very good narrative, and honestly, I think some of the storylines that come out of that is better than what the WWE and Raw, SmackDown, all that have. So, but yeah, we're going to be doing that. It's going to be a live stream. It's going to be anywhere from 4 PST to 6 p.m. Probably earlier, just because I know, so we can catch the East Coast folks a little bit before they head out. But yeah, we're going. The Miss Wonderful Gal and the Dominatrix are going to be going at it as.
Oh, you know what? I root for the Dominatrix.
I know you would root for the Dominatrix.
I watched the other one.
They're going to be going at it again for the title belt, and we're going to have a what is it? A 4-way cage? Yes, there's a 4-way cage match tag team going on, and I've got some other surprises that are going to be. It's going to be 5 regular matches and 1 tag team match.
Again, it's tough for me to explain. It's like when I try to explain John St. Baptiste when he talks about music. I don't do it justice. I just go watch it. Listen to him talk about music, right? You have to go OG if you can. Put the link in the chat, please. To me, it was a lot. It's storytelling. It was a ton of fun. Again, I love it.
Great storytelling.
I love it. I love it, Devin. So,
and then for my Hex Encounter board war game, I'm going to be breaking out probably next week. What is it? World at War? No, not World at War. That's one of my 3rd World War games. Platoon action, Eisenbach Gap, which is supposed to be full to gap action. So there's going to be M1 Abrams tanks going up against Soviet T-72s and T-80s, and it's good, wholesome World War III ground warfare.
Family fun for everybody.
That's right.
What about the operations?
Stellaris?
No. Stellaris is the space one. The invasion of England. How are we going to be?
I probably won't be going back to that. I've been playing it a little bit offline against myself. Yeah. It really is kind of really dry. Okay. I mean,
I enjoyed it though. I just like that the concept of that plan of them invading England. It's just kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could sit here and go on for hours about that. But when you're actually seeing me move the troops around at the battalion level, it gets kind of a little bit boring. And then I get the back blast. Because, oh, you're playing the Nazis. You're an evil person. No, I'm pushing pixelated.
Okay.
Counters around.
I just want to interrupt that. You're not an evil person for playing the
Nazis. I know this, but
you're an evil person because you like Jared Leto or whatever his name was. You play. I love you, Devin, but
Jared
really
Leto
tough.
Was the best Joker ever.
Okay, we're gonna mute
guys.
We're gonna mute you now. We're gonna mute you now. We're gonna mute you now. No, and also loved your golf. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
I do want to get back to that. I will probably just because I need to play with Lee a little bit more because, like I said, he always goes to the left. 90% of the shots off to the left. So I might go with Rory McIlroy this time through.
Your presentation was excellent. You brought up those other screens that I don't know how to. I've seen them before, but I don't know how to bring them up plus I'm horrible. I actually play that game like I really used to golf. I'm bad. So thank you. Anything else you'd like to add? I interrupted a lot because I got excited about the wrestling.
Not really. I'm still trying to find the actual link for my last face. I've actually done Face to the Mat 4 or 5 times on my channel. You just kind of got to go back a few years to see some of them. But I've done several Face to the Mats. But the Stellaris, I'm not sure I'm going to continue that. I mean, it's gotten to the point where the shit has really hit the fan, and I don't know how long I can last and hold out. I mean, we have the war in heaven going on with the 2 precursor races that have decided to wake up and have basically drug 80% of the galaxy into a war with each other. And of course, it's like, screw you, I don't want to join. Oh, I'm now in war with both of you. And the in-game event is getting ready to show up, and I just don't know if I'm going to have the strength to be able to hold off both precursor empires, 80% of the galaxy, and the in-game event.
What year are you in that game? I mean, in the game-wise.
Game-wise, 2390, I think.
So what's that? A couple hundred years?
Yeah, it's a couple hundred years. The in-game event is getting ready to start firing, and if that happens anytime soon, then it's just going to be really, really bad things. But yeah, I put the link for the latest Face to the Mat.
Excellent.
Match.
Thank you very much.
Halloween Boo-tastic. Boo-tastic, not boob. Boo-tastic.
Boob-tastic.
Yeah.
Boob.
Yeah. HR talked to me about that.
HR Puffins.
HR Puffin stuff.
Oh man, that just reminds me. That was the whole. I remember earlier when I was talking about, they were going to remake something that was like.
Oh my God.
This world, right?
Don't
My friend
say.
was like, I mentioned HR Puffin stuff, and they're talking about remaking that shit.
Oh my, a movie?
Are you kidding me, dude? I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Nope.
That's too. Oh my God.
So,
wow.
I'm gonna research into that to find out for sure. But
well,
I've heard that rumor.
Actually, I would prefer to see Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
I think Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
That would be a better remake.
I like Sigmund and the Sea Monster.
Yeah.
I mean, they redid Land of the Lost.
That was horrible.
Yeah, it made you laugh. Well, that's a Will Ferrell one, but yeah, that was. I already went. I don't get how someone leaves there. I already went through that. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, all right. Let me go through the chat. Thank you, Cameo JD. Check out his channel. UFC on the PS4 and Red Dead Redemption, and also the Dwarf game, which I never remember the name. Thank you, Moni G.
Dwarf.
AU Pack Mule. Wow, we had a lot of people in the chat. And if we didn't get to you, we're just laughing and having a good time. Hope you guys did too. Todd B. House Sanchez, thank you. Sly the Bank Benjamin. I always think of the Sly and the Family Stone when I see that name. Everyday people. Comics with Bueller. Thank you very much, my friend. Check out that great channel. LMR, another wonderful content creator, big Game of Thrones fan, Doctor Who, Fandom D Saint, all things entertainment, like Dog Sidious. Dog Show, sorry. I have that ingrained in my head.
That's fine. I'm still Dog Sidious. I just changed the channel name to Dog Show.
And lots of people. Thank you very much. JT Dutch, Stratomatic Delaware, who joined us. That was awesome to have him and Dog back. Beatles Eternally, check him out. Sim Baseball, and many, many more. Fandom D Saint, I already said that. Good job, Al. That's way to, forget the stuff. Jake Cruz, Phantomatic, Beatles Eternally, Clinton Parks. Thank you, everyone. If I missed you, I apologize. We had a fun time. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Remember to check out the Dog Show tomorrow. Top 5 villains with Westerosi Ninja and Milt. Remember to check out on New Year's Eve with Devin, Face to the Mat. He put a link in there about the last one he did. Lots of fun. If you enjoy wrestling, it's just, the storytelling's awesome. I'm Al, Red Sox fan. I greatly appreciate you spending some time with us. Hope we made you laugh. I'm not good with comics trivia. I just realized we won't be playing that again. No, I'm just kidding. But we like to throw that out there. And we had a lot of fun. Also, I forgot we didn't have a Charlie Brown, Cersei Lannister update. We'll have one next time. Things are going well between them. Cersei's mentoring Charlie Brown. He's going to kick that damn football pretty soon. Thank you very much. Health and happiness. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Till next time, be safe. And you know what's coming. Peace!